Hello, and welcome to another video. Today we're going to be talking about the top 5 mistakes that foreigners make abroad, the top 5 mistakes that teachers make. Now, these mistakes are pretty simple, but they're really important. So I want you to take note of them. I want you to do your best to try to not fall into the pitfalls of these mistakes. Number 1, a lot of teachers do not properly read their contract. When you get a new job, teaching or otherwise, you need to properly read your job description and contract. This is so important, but many people don't do this. Some people will briefly read the first page of the contract. They only read the offer letter, and they forgot or don't realize that in your 5-page, 10-page, 15-page document, there are often many lines and clauses that are in the favor of the employer and not in the favor of you. You want to make sure you have a balanced contract, a contract that is equal for both parties, party A and party B. Number two, a lot of foreigners, a lot of teachers get stuck in short-term thinking. A lot of people will tell you that teaching abroad, that working abroad is a short-term hobby. It's a vacation. It's something that you don't need to be serious about and that you can't make real money and you can't benefit from this. That is false. You can benefit from working abroad, from teaching abroad, if you have the right credentials and if you have the right contract. Even when I was in Vietnam, I was working 8 hours per day over a 12-hour workday from 7:30 until 7:30 p.m., 7:30 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. I would be working. I would have my breaks, I would have my 2-hour lunch, and it would be 8 hours of full time. In this time and during this time, I made sure to save money. Save your money. I was averaging about a savings of $1,000 per month, at least. Many months I saved more than this in Vietnam. Imagine going to Vietnam and saving $1,000 per month. You can do this. This is realistic. So this means by the end of the school year, if you're working for a public school, you've done saved $7,000, $8,000, or $9,000 US dollars. This is more than savings that many people have in America. If you're at a training center or a school that gives you a good amount of hours all year round, you can save $1,000 per month. You can make this. In places like South Korea and China, you can save $2,000 per month or more. Imagine going to Asia and saving anywhere from $12,000 to $20,000 in 1 year. This is possible. But many of the teachers, many of the new teachers, and many of the old teachers do not think this is possible because they spend their money in wrong places and only think short term. You want to go to these places and save your money and maximize your opportunity and benefits. You can have your fun, you can play your games, but also remember, you come here to work. You came here to make money. Many of you, like me, are going to these places so you can save money and retire early. Now, the next number here, number 3, kind of goes back into short-term thinking. But number 3 is called vices. Many foreigners, many teachers get stuck in bad vices. Or they do things where they cannot handle. Maybe you drink a little bit back home, but then when you go abroad, you start drinking every day. I'm talking about alcohol. Maybe you smoke back home, but then you go abroad and you do it even more. When you're living abroad, when you're traveling abroad, your emotions, your vices, your experiences are often amplified. They feel so much more. You have your high highs and your low lows. You must realize that you must be aware of your body, you must be aware of your own self-control. A lot of people cannot handle their vices abroad. So they get stuck in going to the bar every day, partying every day. And this, my friends, is not good. I'm not saying don't have fun, but you must be aware of what you should and should not be doing. We're all adults here, right? I want you to be safe and I want you to be aware. Now, the next one kind of goes back into the vices topic. They're all kind of going into one another. Would be toxic relationships. Many foreigners will get into relationships with people in terms of friends, in terms of girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife. They'll get into these relationships and they will have a hard time. They'll have a very hard time. Now, I want you to do your best to control these relationships to where if you are experiencing and being with toxic people, that you can get out of it, that you do not have these people in your life. Now, this is a hard topic to talk about because even in America, we know many people who are in these relationships, are with these people, and it only becomes negative. Maybe they're not very driven people. Maybe they're not focused. Maybe they love to party and drink every day. This is not good. Toxic relationships. Do your best to do your best. Now, the last one is very important. Very important. The last one is called no savings, no investments. Many foreigners, many teachers will come to these countries and they will not have any savings. They will not have any investments. Imagine that. Imagine you go halfway across the world. You go to the literal other side of the planet and you do not have any savings. This is not good. You want to make sure that you have your savings. If it means not going partying a few times per month, if it means not drinking a few times per month, if it means having some more self-control, then we do these things so that we can have our best life later. No savings, no investments. Maybe you do have savings, but you do not have a good account. What do I mean by this? Maybe it's just sitting in a normal bank account with no real interest being made on the money. You can get something like a high yield savings account that will save you, that will make you 10% more on your money. They range from 5% to 10%, but a high yield savings account is very possible. Look into these things. No investments. Maybe you do have the savings. Maybe it is in an account to where you are making your 5%, but there are some accounts, some investments to where you can make 10, 15, 25% on your money every year. You can do this by getting certain REITs or mutual funds, but in specific, what I am talking about is investing in something like the S&P 500. You can do this through various services. I prefer Fidelity, the Fidelity 500. The Fidelity 500 is a list of 500 picks, 500 companies, and otherwise, to where Every year they're resorted to help maximize your gain. Now, imagine you had $100,000. You went to China and you managed to save your $20,000 for 5 years. Good, right? Good. This is amazing. You did your 5 years. But at the end of it, you're like, maybe I should put that money into a nice investment, like the S&P 500, the Fidelity 500 in specific. At the end of that 1 year, you will gain an extra $15,000 to $25,000 of free money. We call this passive income. We call this dividends. Now, it is better to invest it in a fund like this early on. This way you're making compound interest every year instead of just on the 1 year that is the big lump sum. You want it to gradually build up. This way it's easy for you. Now, I hope you don't make these mistakes. I hope that you can invest. I hope that you can do your best, because even at $200,000, some of you are smart enough, some of you are frugal enough to early retire. You can early retire in a place like Malaysia, Thailand, Taiwan, Indonesia, Cambodia. You can go to Eastern Europe. You can go to South America. And you can early retire on $200,000 or more. Maybe you put in your 10 years and now you have your $400,000 or $500,000. When you get this money, or as you're getting this money, you don't want to be just pulling this money out. You want this money to be paying you. Now, I've had family to which have had accounts like this. I myself have accounts like this. I know people who can live on $2,000 per month. In a place like America or the UK or Australia, this is becoming more and more hard. But if you take this money to a place that's a good cost of living, and you can go online and look up cost of living areas that suit your needs, food, place, climate, and you can live there. You can live there on a good rent. You can live there on great food. You can live there with great weather. When I lived in Thailand for 2 months, on average, my rent, of course with utilities, was about $170 US per month. And I had a large studio apartment, a full-size bed, fully furnished TV, couch, a table, a kitchenette set, my own bathroom, and it was inside a beach resort, 25 minutes from the beach in terms of walking. If I had a motorbike, it would have been even closer. When I would take the bus down to the beach, it would only take maybe 8 minutes, an 8-minute ride. Imagine living 8 minutes from the beach in America or in the UK or in Australia. You'd be paying hundreds of thousands of dollars per year if you bought a property. You would definitely be paying thousands of dollars in rent. I want you to remember all of these things. I hope that you have a great day. I hope that you are feeling great. And I hope that you can maximize your freedom and maximize your opportunity. This is Nash Jordan, Mentor Inspired. Until next time, see you later.